It is pretty good, baby. How's your hamburger?
It was really good. I'm glad I got that one.
You liked it?
How was your omelet, Papa?
It's pretty good, but I messed up my diet. But it's only for today, so it's not a big deal, right?
Okay.
Oh, hey, what's up, Blessed Marriages family? Didn't know you guys were there. You're probably wondering, why are we eating inside the car, right? There's a valid reason of why we're eating inside the car. But first of all, let me show you where we're at, so you can get an idea of the environment. We are actually here in Denny's, as you can see. And we are here inside the car, and we're eating. Well, first of all, because we're not allowed to dine in, right? So that's number one.
But why do we even want to eat here, Pa?
Why do we want to eat here? Because this place or this Denny's brings a lot of memories. Do you remember?
I do.
Do you want to tell them?
So this Denny's has a lot of memory for us because 4 years ago on Thanksgiving Day, we decided to eat here. We decided to have our Thanksgiving dinner at Denny's.
Not just any Denny's, but this exact Denny's. So we're in the exact Denny's that we were 4 years ago. So that's why this Denny's brings memories. And not just that, but after eating, Daisy was actually going to work. Because at that time, she worked at Target. Do you remember? And she was going to start working, I believe, like around midnight.
Yes.
Is that right? Midnight?
I believe so, yes.
So she was going to work for Black Friday. So 4 years ago, we came into this Denny's. We ate. And after that, we went and we drove around. And then we got ready for Daisy to start her shift. But there's actually a very, very, very interesting story. And that's not the end. You know, we ate at Denny's. And then we got ready for Daisy to start her shift at Target. But that's not the end of the story. But we're going to leave it here for now. What do you say?
Okay.
All right, sounds like a plan. But for now, since we just finished eating, what if we do a fun activity? And then we'll tell them the whole story. Oh, but I almost forgot. Why are we doing this? The reason why we're doing this is because a lot of people are wondering and they want to know more about our homeless journey. They're wondering how we shower. They're wondering how we used the restroom. They're wondering how we slept. So that's the reason why we're doing it. We're going to relive the moments, but now you're going to come along. That's the reason why we're doing this. It's exciting, right?
Yes.
But before we get to the whole story, we have a little fun activity that we're going to do here so we can get to know each other better. Are you ready, baby?
Yes.
All right, so here's what I got.
Okay,
Where is it, baby? I lost it.
it's right here.
So we got some questions in here. So we're going to grab one, right? And I'm
Yes.
going to ask you, and then your turn, and then my turn, and then your turn.
Yes.
That's how it works?
Yes.
So I'll go first, or you
Rock,
go first?
paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors? Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
One. I go first. And I shake it. What's in here? This is not a note. This is a charger. That doesn't go there. That doesn't go there. Okay. Question number 1. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm excited. Wait.
Wait, but I can't see the question.
You're not supposed to see the question. I'm going to tell you the question.
Exactly, so
Okay.
I can't read it.
Okay. It says, why did we become homeless?
Wow. For the first question. Do you want to tell them?
I think we're gonna save this question for tomorrow for part number 2, because we're gonna go deep into this. So
Yes.
so not too bad. Not today.
I think that's a good question, but yes, save the best for last.
But anyways, who put this question here? This question wasn't supposed to be here. That was you. Okay, your turn.
Okie dokie. Wait, I can't find them. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here we go. Oh, goodness, yes. How many years did it take Edgar to propose?
How many years?
Yes. Did it take you to propose?
4 years.
Why?
4 years because, at that time, I wasn't ready for marriage. I didn't want to get married at that time. I had a different mindset.
He actually told me since we started dating, I would ask him and have conversations. When do you want to get married? And his age that he would always tell me he wanted to get married at age 35.
30 to 35.
Okay, 30 to...
That was the goal and that was
yes,
the plan.
30 to 35. And what age did you get married?
20. The goal was to get married at age 30 to 35, and I got married at the age of 20. Can you believe it? It's crazy, but that was all God's plan. It was God's will, because He changed my mindset. My mindset was 30 to 35, and then little by little, God started working on my mindset, and that's how we ended up in getting married at the age of 20.
Yay!
So
Next
4 years.
question.
4 years. It took me 4 years. I wanted to make sure that I actually wanted to get married. It was my turn, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Okay. Where do we live?
Where do we live? We live up north.
Up
we,
north.
we live
En el norte.
in el norte, yes. We live close to Chicago, so we're minutes away from Chicago.
35 minutes away from Chicago.
Probably like 50 minutes.
That's only with traffic. When there's no traffic, like around 35. So we live in Illinois, close to Chicago. All right, that's a good question. Your turn.
Okie dokie. This is a good one. So, baby, how many years have we been married?
How many years have we been married?
A calculator is not allowed.
Okay, I think that's easy. That's pretty easy. Why? Because we've been married, my favorite number. What's my favorite number?
7.
7. We've been married for 7 years and together for 11 years. 7-11. Okay, that's a good question. My turn?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Alright, there's a good question, baby. Are you ready? How did we meet?
Oh, my favorite love story. Okie dokie. Well, do you want to tell them how? You want to tell everybody how your name was?
No, that doesn't matter. I'll tell them the beginning of the story.
Okay.
Okay? So how did we meet? Well, I'm going to take you a while back. I was 17, somewhere around there. And, one day I was bored, so I was scrolling through my phone. And I was on MySpace. Who remembers MySpace? Comment below. Old school MySpace. I was there and I was scrolling through my phone. And in reality, I was just looking for someone to talk to because I was bored. I don't know if you guys remember, but MySpace is a little bit like Facebook. There's like suggestions. You know how Facebook suggests people to you? Mm-hmm. Well, the same thing with MySpace. MySpace would recommend people that you might know. So I would go through the recommended, and I would just scroll through it, and I would just try to look for someone that I would just talk to. I would send them a message. So I'm going through the recommended, and then there's a lot of guys, a lot of girls. I'm just going through there, and then I'm swiping, and then all of a sudden I go back, and then I saw this picture. And obviously the girl that was there, she was pretty, she was pretty, she was pretty beautiful. But the thing that caught my attention is that her picture was upside down. And then I started wondering what's up with her? Like, why is her picture upside down? Her feet were upwards and her face was down. And that's the thing that caught my attention. If it wouldn't have been for that, I would have just scrolled. So I looked at her picture, and then I looked at her profile, and it said that she lived in my hometown, where I live. And her name was Daisy. And I saw her pictures. And I, oh, she looks pretty, she's pretty, she's pretty. That wasn't my vocabulary back then, Back then, I wasn't a believer, or a follower of God, so I had a different vocabulary. So that, it wasn't, oh, she looks pretty. So I'm like, man, I'm just gonna send her a message. Do you want to tell him what the message said?
Hi there, cutie.
With a winking face. I sent her a message and I wrote, hey there, cutie, with a winking face. And that was it. A couple minutes later, or hours, I don't remember, she actually replied back to my message. And she said, do I know you? Remember?
That part I don't remember.
She doesn't remember, but I remember. So she replied and she said, do I know you? And I replied back and I said, you don't, but if you like, we can get to know each other.
Wow.
Yes. And then she said,
he has moves.
And then she said, sorry, I don't speak to strangers. That's what she said. Can you believe it? And then I replied back, stranger now, but I won't be for long.
Oh, look at you.
And then she replied back, LOL, you're funny. And then we just started talking from there. But that's how we met. We met through MySpace, and that was the exact conversation that we had. And then from there, we were talking. I actually asked for her personal number, which she gave it to me. And then I asked her, well, your profile says that you live here where I live. Where exactly do you live? And what did you say?
I told them I'm actually in Texas. I actually live in Texas, but I miss my hometown, and I just decided to leave my hometown as my city.
So when she said, "Oh, sorry, I don't live there anymore. I live in Texas," like, okay, okay, like, okay, like, okay, like what now? What happens now? So basically, what happens after that? Oh well, I mean, she lives over there. I live over here. So I mean, nothing's gonna happen. So let's just leave it like that. So I stopped talking to her for like 4 or 5 months, somewhere around there. Do you remember? And one day, I remember this exact day. I was in school, weightlifting class, and I was just bored. I didn't feel like weightlifting, and I just grabbed my phone again. I was like, who can I text? And I saw her number. I saw, Daisy, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna text her, see if she remembers. So it's already been 4 months, 5 months, but I'm gonna text her anyways.
It was more like 6.
Like 6 months? Like 6 months that we haven't spoke at all. It was just that conversation on MySpace. She gave me her number, and then when she told me that she lived in Texas, I just stopped talking to her. So 6 months later, somewhere around there, I sent her a message again, and I said, hey Daisy, how are you doing today? And she's like, oh, who's this? Because I never gave her my number. She gave me her number, but I never gave her my number, so she didn't know who it was.
And I saw the area code. I was like, I know this area code. Who is this?
And I replied, well, it's me, Edgar. We met on MySpace a while back. And she's like, oh yeah, I remember. And that's how we started talking again. But now we're speaking through texting, through our phones. It wasn't through MySpace anymore. Mm-hmm. So what happens there? Since now we're texting through our phones, we started getting closer to each other, starting connecting more, starting texting more, because now it was personal through my phone and her phone. It wasn't, well, until I log into MySpace and I see the message, I'll reply back. No, it was like constant messaging, talking to each other. And in my mind, I'm like, well, she doesn't live here, but I mean, she's pretty cool. So let's just leave it like that, see what happens. So that's how we met each other. We met each other through MySpace. Oh, the crazy thing is that we have never seen each other from like face to face. It was all through MySpace pictures, photos, but we never saw each other face to face.
Even though we were from the same hometown, and he's a year older than me, he could have gone to school with me, but he didn't. He was in the other school, and I was in another school, and we never it was just the hometown that we shared. That's it.
But
and you know what's funny too? That we shared the same friends.
That's what I was gonna say. The crazy thing is that we all knew each other. Like, yes. I knew her friends, and she knew my friends, but we never knew
each other.
So yes.
Yes.
that's. Oh, but you want to tell me the crazy thing?
Which one?
About my big sister and your big sister?
Oh yes, that's even crazier. So then, I'll tell him. Then, I think it was when we started texting each other in the phone, or when we started dating. My sister, my older sister, she tells me, Daisy, do you know Lisa? And I was like trying to hide. And what are you talking about? She's like, yes, Lisa, you're dating her brother? And I was like, which one? And she was like, Daisy, the one that went to the quince with me. And I was like, oh yeah, that's that's her brother. And I felt awkward because my sister and his sister knew each other.
They knew each other. That's crazy. So everybody knew each other, but we didn't knew each other. So that's how we met. We met through MySpace. That was the magic message. Hey there, cutie, and it worked. So that's how it was. That's how we met each other.
Okay, my turn. Okie dokie. I don't understand this one.
It's your handwriting.
Oh, okay. Okay, you always throw this in my face, and I'm gonna ask him, but his response won't be that accurate. You know which one it is?
No.
Who was interested first?
Who was interested first?
Yes.
That's an easy question.
Hi there, cutie. Who says that?
Okay, I can explain. Pretty simple. I was looking for someone to speak to. I was 17 years old. I'm looking through recommended. I'm looking for someone that lives in my hometown that I can speak to. So since she was the best looking, I was gonna send her a message.
Exactly.
You
were interested.
Yes. I was interested to get to know her because she was the best looking out of all of them. So yes, I was interested to getting to know her. I agree. We're on the same page on that, right?
Yes.
But what happens next? Like I said right now, we got to know each other. And now we're texting. And like every day, like, we're speaking to each other on the phone, And then we got to the point where we started FaceTiming each other, right?
I think so.
But it was through Yahoo Messenger.
Yes.
It was through Yahoo Messenger. Where we started seeing each other with the cameras. And obviously I was a real person. She was a real person. And at that time, she was going through a lot of difficulties, a lot of depression, I can say, like depression, a lot of emotional stuff. And at that time, you tell them that part.
Okay, so we started.
But be honest, be 100% honest.
Okay. He was interested first because he obviously.
I just sent the message. That's all I did. I just sent the message to the best looking girl from the recommended list. That's all I did.
Okay. So after we started text messaging each other and talking on the phone and hearing his voice and just hearing his goals, beliefs, his character, just everything, it got me very attracted to him, to somebody I did not know. And I don't fully remember, but according to him, he says that I was pressuring him to ask him.
Baby, you remember. She remembers. She just doesn't want to say. She was pressuring me every single day to ask her out. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't even know you. Yes, I know you with pictures. I know you through Messenger. But I don't know you face to face.
We were video chatting.
I know we're video chatting, but I've never seen you face to face. You're like, you never know. There's some crazy people out there. And in my mind, I'm like, no, I'm not going to ask her out. Like, I don't even know if you're 100% real. Yes, we're video chatting, and I know that you're there. But, I mean, there's crazy people out there, So I'm not going to ask you out, like, I don't even know you. Like leave me alone, But every day, she was pressuring me. She was pressuring me, too. Like, when are you going to ask me out? When are you going to ask me out? And I would just tell her, oh, I later. Like, don't worry about it. Like, later. Just be patient, And one day, I just started thinking, and I'm like, I'm just gonna ask her out. And the good thing is that, you know, she lives in Texas. Like, we don't even know each other yet, like face to face. And I'm like, well, she lives in Texas. I live here in Illinois. I'm gonna ask her out. And then for whatever happens, you know, whatever reason something happens, you know, I'll just stop talking to her. Anyway, she's not gonna come and look for me. You know, she's not gonna come over here and look for me. You know, I'll delete her number. I'll delete her Facebook.
Hey, I know you're where you live.
You know, I'll delete her MySpace. You know, I'll delete everything. You know, and if something happens, you know, let's just leave it like that, right? So on Christmas, I asked her out. And I asked her, oh, you know, you wanna go out with me, without even knowing each other. That's the crazy thing, that we didn't even knew each other face to face. No, we talked and we did all that, but not face to face. So to me that was just weird. Like, I've never done that before. But that was the mindset, you know. I'm just gonna ask her out, and if something happens, I'm just gonna, you know, break up with her, and she's over there, I'm over here, and we'll just forget about each other. That was the
Okay, your turn.
That was the game plan. But she was interested first.
But you can't say you were not attracted to me by talking to me.
Well, I was, yes.
There
But who was the one pressuring? Exactly.
That's a different question.
That's it, baby.
We have no more?
No more. All right, Blessed Marriages family. I hope you enjoyed the little dinner that we had here with Daisy and I. We're excited. Brings a lot of memories. The video's still not over. We're going to tell you the whole story. Stay tuned. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's do this.
Baby, what are you doing?
I'm getting our bed ready.
What do you mean?
I'm getting our bed ready. You don't remember? You don't remember where we are?
Tell me.
We're here at McDonald's. 4 years ago, after Denny's, we came to this McDonald's, and this is exact place. Like, we were parked here, and I was getting the bed ready. Why are we getting the bed ready? Because we're planning on going homeless. So here, you guys want to come? This the way we got our bed ready. Something very, very important that you guys have to keep in mind is that right now we're in the minivan. So this looks big, but we didn't have a minivan before. We had a Nissan Altima, so it was just a normal car, a normal trunk. So just imagine the Nissan Altima. So I'm getting our bed ready, baby. Do you remember?
We should have had this minivan before, right?
We should have, but
Look how big it is.
Yeah, and also very important. I'm just showing you a visual, but in reality we had like 5 blankets. Right now I'm only putting 1, you know, but I'm only putting 1 so you guys can get the idea of what we did. All right, baby. So I got the bed ready. There's the pillow right here. This is where we lay our head.
Baby, was it this easy in the Altima?
It wasn't this easy. I couldn't do this. Right now I'm getting on top of the car. In the Altima, I couldn't do this. I couldn't get on top of the car. But it basically was this. But can you believe it? This is the exact same spot that we were parked 4 years ago. This right here, we were here 4 years ago. I was getting the bed ready. This McDonald's, after Danny's, we came here. And we got the bed ready. And after that, remember, you were gonna start working. Target, like around midnight, I believe.
Target over there.
Target over there, yeah. So across the street, it's Target. Right now we're at McDonald's. So right now when we get the bed ready, we're almost done. We're gonna go to Target, Daisy's job. The actual Target where Daisy used to work. All right, baby, you got the bed ready? It looks comfy, looks comfortable. You ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. All right, let's go. What happened next, baby? Do you remember?
I went to work.
Daisy went to work, and like we mentioned in the beginning of the video, our goal is to reenact what we did 4 years ago, because a lot of people are interested. You know, they want to know what we did, you know, everything that we had to go through and stuff like that. So today, our first day, Thanksgiving, correct? You went to work, and to make it super special, show them what you have.
I have my Target uniform, the one I used to wear, kind of. my Target name tag, and I found a close to kind of red cardigan. It's maroon, but it counts because some girls would wear it.
So she has her Target uniform, her name tag. I found her name tag. It was over there somewhere over there. I found it. We want to get into the mood 100%. So she has her uniform. How do you feel? How do you feel with your uniform on?
Well, in the beginning, when I remember that when in the beginning I just started working at Target, I was like, oh goodness, it's Target, I wanted to look cute and everything. But then as time went by, I remember I just started to wear like a red hoodie. It was just like, eh. So this was cute. I mean, I would wear this to go out.
I mentioned this before, but we're gonna go deeper. What exactly was the game plan? What were we doing? Why are we fixing the trunk? What's the purpose?
Well, we wanted to, since I was, as you can tell, I mean, I don't really, there's no cars.
But there's Target over there. You just can't see it.
Yes.
Show them Target.
Target is right there. But it's closed. Point is that I was scheduled to work for Black Friday, right? And Edgar and I thought it would be a good idea to, hey, what if, we're going to be homeless, officially homeless, in a couple days?
Starting December.
Exactly. Starting December. So, why don't we just take advantage of Black Friday? I'm going to be at work, you sleep in the car, and then when I get out of work, you're going to work, and then I sleep in the car for your shift. And we just get an experience to see what to expect. And the weather, the weather is it was a huge concern because we are in winter, right? We are in winter, fall is ending. So we want to have the whole experience.
So that was the plan, to just give it a try. Because we knew that in December 1st, we knew that we were going to be homeless. We already had it planned. We knew that was coming, and we just wanted to get an idea of what to expect, right? Yes. We just didn't want to go December 1st and just be,
all awkward.
all awkward and not know what to do and stuff like that. So we at least wanted to have like a little bit of a game plan, and that was the game plan for her to go to work because she was gonna start her shift like around midnight, right?
Yeah.
The plan was for me to sleep in the car by myself the first night, so I can get an idea of what was going on, and we're here in the parking lot, and I'm going to show you where I slept. It's kind of very dark, and there's actually a police officer over there. But hey, we're not homeless anymore, so I don't care. Before, I used to care, but not anymore.
Yeah.
They can come and look for us. They can come and search everything. We're just doing this for entertainment purposes. All right, baby, so you want to go to work?
Okay. Well, I guess my shift started back then. So, boo.
All right, I'll see you in a couple hours.
Okay.
I love you. Make sure that you try your best. Do your best. I believe in you. Okay?
Yeah.
I love you. But you forgot to tell him the best part.
Which one?
That there was actually a party going on in there. The Black Friday party, and you had balloons and you had cake. Remember?
Yes, I do remember that day. So I don't remember the reason. I think it was just because it was Black Friday.
It was Black Friday, so.
Oh no, it was Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
For the Target members. And they brought, what did they bring? They brought
everything. Cakes,
lasagna,
cupcakes, everything.
I don't remember what they brought, but it was like big, good type of food. And they did catering, and I took a selfie, like messaging Edgar, but knowing it was funny, knowing that he was just outside sleeping.
How did you feel knowing that you were out there partying and having fun with all your not your classmates, all your teammates,
coworkers,
all your coworkers? How did you feel knowing that I was over here sleeping in the trunk?
it was kind of like, I kind of felt embarrassed. Like, what if you get caught? And they're gonna be like, oh, Daisy, like, they're gonna go inside Target looking for me, looking for Daisy Arias. You know, the wife of Edgar Arias, he's outside sleeping.
I'm sleeping, you know, I'm knocked out. But the funny thing is that the next morning, when Daisy came, like, she came with cake and she had balloons and everything, you know, and I'm in the trunk, you know, I'm sleeping. You know, but that was pretty funny that she was over there partying, having fun, and I was over here in the trunk sleeping. But anyways, baby, have a great day at work. I love you. I'll see you in a couple hours.
Okay, let's see how it goes. It looks pretty slow.
Looks pretty slow. There's no cars. It looks pretty empty.
It looks pretty empty, yes. That's true.
So what happened after Daisy went to work? I'm actually going to show you the very first spot that I slept on here at Target parking lot. So here it is. I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to show you. So we're going to drive over there. And Target's over here. Target's on this way. I'm gonna flip the camera around. Target's over there, as you can see. And the very first night, I slept here on the corner. I'm gonna show you. And we got the main street over there, all the cars over there. But this is where I slept, right here, right in this corner. That was the very first night where I slept, and this is what I did. I don't remember if I parked reverse or not. No, I don't think so. It was just like this. It was just like this. And the reason why I didn't park reverse is because I didn't want these cars over here to see me. You know, you never know. But when you're about to go homeless, I mean, your mind starts spinning and you start thinking a lot of stuff. So this is where I parked. After this, basically, all I did is I went into the back trunk, and I'm actually gonna do it so I can show you. Remember, we're inside a minivan, so it's bigger. But you gotta imagine that it was a Nissan Altima, so it was way smaller. It was more crowded. It was more of a hassle. But after that, basically what I did, I lowered the window a little bit just to make sure that I get some oxygen. It's very important to get oxygen. You don't want to run out of oxygen. So the first thing that I did, I left the window open a little bit. Obviously, I'm not gonna sleep here. I'm just gonna show you entertainment purposes. That's all there is. All right, I'm just gonna show you. So I'm not gonna lower the window. And then after that, you know, I got ready. I got my pajamas ready. I had everything on. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night. After I was here, it's pretty funny, right? After I was here, I actually lifted up the seats. So they wouldn't see me. So I lifted up the seat so they wouldn't see me. But in the in my in my car, the Nissan Altima, I could have put this side lower or this side lower. I could have done both. But that night, I remember that I actually lifted this side, which this was the bigger side, and then this was the smaller side. No, like this was the one seat, this was two seats. So I remember that day, I lifted up the two seats and I just left the one seat lower, just so I could stretch a little bit. All right, so we are here in the back of the trunk, and like I mentioned earlier, remember, right now we're in a minivan, but we didn't have a minivan. We had a Nissan Altima. So right now it's big, you know, spacious. But in the Nissan Altima, the trunk was literally like this high. Because remember, like I told you earlier, we actually had like five blankets underneath. So we would go higher. So the trunk was like this high. So I'm pretending like I'm inside the Nissan Altima. That's why I'm laying down, because in the trunk. I couldn't stand up like this. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do none of that. That was impossible. So I'm pretending like I'm inside the trunk. So that night I slept crossway like this. That's kind of hard. Back kind of hurts. So basically this was the first night. I covered myself with my Mexican blankets. So I remember that day, I went ahead and I did watch a little bit of YouTube videos, and then when I got tired, I just went ahead and I closed my eyes, and I hear people laughing, I hear people, running and walking, I hear cars, and I hear the doors, they shut. I can imagine people smiling and people laughing, and I hear people talking to each other, and I hear the honks over there, and I hear the cars pass by, and I hear everything, and nobody knows that I'm here. For example, right there, I heard that car. I think that's a train. I don't know what that is, but I hear something over there. But can you imagine that? You hear everything. It's crazy. Brings a lot of memories. The moment that I'm here laying down all by myself, that's when I realize that it's true. It's actually happening. I'm going to be homeless in a couple of days. Just this fear came over me. Like this nervousness. That fear of the unknown. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to us, me and Daisy? That's when I started to pray. And I just asked God, to protect us. And eventually, I fell asleep.